Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good evening, I'm Jen Ah. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7. Starting off with business, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability. Could 2022 be the year the construction of the high-speed train between Las Vegas and SoCal finally happens? The full line between Vegas and LA will be 260 miles on zero-emission electric trains, a 3-hour ride, and is expected to cost $8 billion. Brightline's owner says it'll break ground by this year's end. It's all been said before, but Wes Eden says this time it's for real, with the approval process moving forward. We're really at the 1-yard line, he says. And the Nevada Gaming Commission hopes to make it easier to go cashless at casinos. The commission approved a regulatory amendment that will let players verify their identity remotely and fund cashless wagering accounts beforehand. This does not apply to sports wagering accounts. In other top stories, sponsored by Nevada Hand Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. A survivor of a random shooting grieves her boyfriend's death. Amanda Brooks says just days before, she and Curtis Abraham decided to settle down and celebrated with a couple's dance on the Strip. Then, on November 4th, the couple drove to grab snacks at a convenience store in South Las Vegas when gunfire erupted. 22-year-old Jesus Javier Uribe was indicted for the random shooting.
Yikes, my water's gone.
Over in North Las Vegas, some noticed yellow tape in Aliante Nature Discovery Park, and water from the pond drained last week.
I saw the story that the Review-Journal had put out, that the dive team of Las Vegas and North Las Vegas were working together to recover some evidence.
The day before that, the scuba gear, they were here with magnets. They were magnet fishing, so I kind of put 2 and 2 together.
Police say their dive team did locate the evidence in the homicide investigation, but didn't disclose the item. As you can see, the pond has been refilled. Plus, Nevada under a red alert by the National Drug Helpline due to risk of drug overdoses. Review Journal's Renee Summerhour explains the uptick in drug and traffic deaths. Renee?
Jen, authorities cited reduced access to treatment programs, overworked hospitals, and increased social and economic stress amid a pandemic as reasons for the alert. At least 218 people died of a fentanyl overdose in 2021, according to the coroner's data. Now, about 8% of all cases investigated by the coroner's office last year were fatal crashes. Clark County reported 235 road fatalities, contributing heavily to Nevada's deadliest statistics in 14 years. Overall, the coroner investigated 2,886 deaths in Clark County in 2021, a 42% increase.
According to the therapists that we talked to and the doctors that we spoke to for this story, was a lot of pandemic-related stress. Telehealth is a very difficult thing to do for a lot of people, just those senses of isolation and economic and social factors that come with the pandemic.
Other deaths last year documented by the coroner's office, 85 children, including those who died from unsafe sleeping conditions. The coroner generally investigates deaths only if people died outside of a doctor's care or if the cause of the death was not immediately clear. Jen?
In health, a pagan nurse at University Medical Center may lose her job for not getting the COVID vaccine. Julia Kidd reportedly asked for a religious exemption, but was turned down.
She is a practicing pagan who follows the Wiccan creed, which is do as you will as long as you harm no one. She believes that she is not harming patients if she wears full PPE, gets tested regularly, and takes other precautions.
Kidd has been suspended and is hoping to present her case at a future hearing. UMC says it reviewed each exemption request using a, quote, comprehensive and equitable process. In entertainment, sponsored by DiscoverYourNevada.com, brought to you by Travel Nevada. So now that Adele's residency has been postponed here, what happens next? Multiple media outlets are reporting a spat between her and her set designer led to the delay. The superstar was reportedly unhappy with the multi-million-dollar set, which includes a 10,000-gallon lake on stage, LED screens, and a James Bond-themed Skyfall opener. Caesars Palace says it remains confident Adele's show will be extraordinary. No word on when they'll be rescheduling. In downtown Las Vegas, the cast of The Craft, an unauthorized musical parody, sure know how to hold those high notes. The musical ended with a standing ovation at Majestic Repertory Theater. The show is based on the '96 cult film The Craft and runs through March.
Sports brought to you by Station Casinos STN Sports. Download the app and get a bonus up to $100 when you sign up. A new name has popped up in the Raiders' search for a permanent head coach. Reports on Saturday indicated the Raiders are interested in talking to San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator DEMECO Ryans. Under Ryans, the 49ers surrendered the 9th fewest points per game during the regular season at 21.5 and the 3rd fewest yards allowed per game at 310. Along with Ryans, the Raiders have also been linked to Patriots inside linebacker coach Gerard Mayo and offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels. Interim coach Rich Bisaccia interviewed for the permanent position last week. Sports betting sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. Speaking of the Raiders head coach vacancy, DraftKings Sportsbook has odds on who could fill that role. Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh is the plus 125 favorite, and Raiders interim head coach Rich Bisaccia is the plus 250 second choice. Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels and former Eagles coach Doug Peterson are tied for the 6-1 third choice.
In weather, a clear night in the mid-50s expected to cool to the 40s overnight. Tuesday may not be a good hair day as the winds pick up to around 15 miles per hour, high of 62 and low of 37 degrees. On Wednesday, cooler temps briefly before getting back into the 60s by Thursday, and some clouds roll in on Friday. In lifestyle, helping new mothers in need. The Assistance League of Las Vegas delivered new car seats, diapers, and other items to fellow nonprofit Baby's Bounty.
The Assistance League of Las Vegas has really adopted our nonprofit and hosted this community baby shower for us, where they've collected 7,000 diapers, so far 50 car seats, with the promise of another 50 car seats that they've purchased.
The items will go to new parents through a baby bundle program. Thank you for watching 7 at 7. If you have Amazon Fire TV, just search Review Journal to download our channel. Watch Las Vegas breaking news streaming live on your OTT device. We'll see you tomorrow for more 7 at 7.
Review Journal Studio sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.